I can recall hearing from the head of the upper school on the first day of upper school for my son that what he wanted for these kids was for them to just be themselves. And the second thing he wanted was for them to try as hard as they could. And the third was to be kind to people around them. And, you know, having seen that over, well, 7, 8 years that we've been part of Westtown, I think it's really helped the kids find themselves and know what's important. And, you know, the school has given so much support to parents who hold those values to be important. And actually, the kids live it every day here. I was completely opposed to boarding when my kids were 5th graders. Westtown was a school I didn't even want to look at for that reason only. We became so discouraged with the other schools we looked at that we came here just sort of to say, well, we've seen it now. And I was sold. And I decided, well, I've got 3 or 4 years before I have to worry about boarding, and thought that we could make another decision when that came along if I was still opposed to it. In retrospect, I'm so glad we gave it the chance, because it has prepared our children so well to go out and live their lives. They are mature, they are self-starters, they are responsible for themselves and for their work. They're responsible to the institution, they've had jobs here, and at the end of the time here, all I can say is I think boarding school is the best thing we ever did for them. And I think it was a gift we gave them, because, you know, we miss having them around all the time, and we would like to have the children in our homes all the time, but because we're local, they find ways to come home. We see a lot of them. They'll come home on weekends, they'll come home in an afternoon once in a while if they have nothing going on. And so, you know, we've really managed to stay or still feel like we're a family, despite the boarding, or maybe because of the boarding. And they learn to live with other people, which I think is a real challenge, and I think will really help them when they go off to college. That they've already worked that out. And they worked that out under some parameters where they were given more guidance than they'll get in college, but less than they would have had the parents been involved. So there was this bridge where the kids actually left home, left their parents, and under the guidance of the Westtown faculty and staff, really gained maturity and I'd say adulthood. I think my kids at age 18 are both adults. You know, it's really hard to answer questions about what the economic value of an experience is. And it's really relative to what parents are able to do for their kids. So my answer is it's well worth it. We were able to do it. We were glad to do it. And sitting through the awards ceremony last Friday and seeing these children, quasi-adults, just so thrilled with their accomplishments and so thrilled with the accomplishments of their friends and their classmates, maybe not even their friends, but people they know. You get the sense of community that I think only a boarding school can provide. And I think it's worth every penny we pay. That sense of community and the elements of maturity that they found while they were here. I am so impressed with the education my kids got at this school. I think that the faculty are terrific, and the kids learning to sit around a table and just talk about ideas and to share things that they're thinking about. I think both my children probably were known as the kids who waved their arms in the air more than most of the other kids, but they felt so validated, and they felt like what they had to say was important and was valued by their professors and by their classmates. And I just think that I would be hard-pressed to say that these kids would get this kind of an education in a public school. And I don't know about other private schools, but I think that the education is just been what I would call the highlight of our time here at Westtown.